This is Michael Orrell of MobileBurn.com, and today I have with me the Pantech Breeze 2 for AT&T. It's a low-cost clamshell phone, and we're going to open it up and take a look and see what we got in the box. So right up front and center, of course, we have the phone itself. So we can pull it out here. The battery's not on yet, so we're going to set this aside and see what else comes inside. Here is the battery itself. See if there's a milliamp rating on it. It says it is a 920 milliamp hour battery. Got a proprietary Pantech charger here. You can see the port right there. It's not micro USB or anything like that. Here's the rear cover. Has a kind of a faux carbon look to it, or at least the pattern. And let's see if we can get to the manuals and user guides and stuff in the bottom here. Information on AT&T's parental controls, 30-day free trial of AT&T navigation. Here's the quick start guide, and of course the user manual. English version and Spanish version as well. So that's it. Let's take a quick look at the hardware design of the Breeze 2. You see it looks like there's some sort of indicators here in the front of the device. A very smooth contoured look to it. I can pull off this protective cover on the external display. On the left hand edge here we've got volume control up button and down. There's that textured back I mentioned earlier, a 1.3 megapixel camera and the speaker for the speakerphone and ringtones as well. This is a proprietary Pantech port on the right hand edge. Doesn't go back in very well though. There we go. And when you open up the device, you can see it has a nice continuous look to it. Quite attractive in profile. Internal display, and it's interesting, it has three user definable buttons directly underneath the display, which is kind of cool. We'll take a look at that later. Spacious keypad, large buttons, high contrast, easy to read, very friendly for people with poor vision. You can probably use this without putting on your reading glasses if you're older. Call send button, clear and back button, call in button, dedicated button for the camera. This looks like a voice dialing, the two soft keys. Pretty nice D-pad here with a well-defined center select button with the AT&T logo. As I mentioned, the keys are quite large and a really nice feel to it. So I'm pretty pleased with the overall hardware design of the device, at least while it's turned off. Let's power it up and see what else goes on inside. Really nice looking device. Display's pretty crisp and everything. Let's jump into the main menu. And you can see the very simple layout of the main menu here. This is what Pantech calls the Breeze mode. You can see very large fonts, high contrast, easy to read, and few things on offer. For example, even if we go into settings, there are very few settings here. For example, there's no ability to change, say screen brightness and stuff like that, but you do have things like font sizes. This makes the phone very, very easy to use and very friendly for seniors and people with bad vision or people that just don't want complex phones. So I'm going to leave it on medium just so you can see more things on the screen. But really pretty impressed with this new simple system and the fact that you can move back and forth rather easily. Just jump into settings and go to phone mode and go into advanced mode, and then you see we have everything you would expect with the full AT&T menu. So let's take a quick look at, say, the address book here. I've added a few test contacts just so we can test the searching. You notice that if I type the letter B in on the keypad, we're using triple tap here, so I'm going to have to go hit the button twice. It finds both Bob Smith and Jack Black, meaning that it's searching on first and last names, which is really a handy thing for contact lists. You'll also notice if I go left or right on the D-pad, I can move into different tabs. And for example, I'll see here are my favorite contacts. I excluded all the AT&T default contacts. There's even support for groups, and you can send a message or something to a group. You can see I've added Bob Smith and John Doe to the fake names group. Pretty nice looking system. Let's go into one of the contacts. Go back in here into favorites and pull up Bob Smith, and you can see again we have a nice tabbed interface for adding information. Stores a lot of information, photos, and custom ringtones, all that kind of stuff. Pretty nice. I'm going to pull up the shortcuts menu by hitting the left soft key down here. You can see it says shortcuts down there in the corner. And what this does, it allows you to basically create your own menu with the items you find most useful or that you need most often. You can rearrange them, edit them, add things, delete things, and so on. It's pretty handy to have. Also useful, of course, are these 3 dedicated buttons. You can assign them to whatever you want. I'm going to press it, and since it's unassigned, it's going to ask us what we'd like to do. Quick call, so you could make it say, to call somebody in particular. Let's have it call Bob Smith. And let's go back out and press another one, and we'll set this to maybe Grandma needs a tip calculator. And then of course you might assign the third one to say something like 911 or something for emergency type situations. So I'm just going to show you how it works here by pressing the 2 button, and it says press OK to launch, which is the center button. So you can see pretty quick access without having to go through the menus, even though it does have the Breeze menus, which are pretty nice. I'm going to show you that again just so you can see what I'm pressing. Pressing the 2, and then I'm hitting the center button on the D-pad to launch the application. Would be nice if you could just long press, but unfortunately you can't do that. Although maybe there's some options for that kind of thing. Nope. But still, much nicer than having to root through a menu if you're just not the type of person who wants to deal with complex phones. One of the things I'm often asked about on phones like this is whether it supports different size fonts. So we're in the settings, and we're going to jump into the display section. And you can see that not only can you change the font style, or the font being used for readability purposes, you can also change the actual font size. And when you're in the Breeze mode, the easy menu mode, you actually have access to larger fonts. I've loaded up the browser so you can see what it looks like. This is the Mobile Burn website. I'm just going to click through. Sometimes the connections take a little while to get going. Otherwise, the pages seem to be rendering okay, although this is a mobile-only site, so it's not nearly as complex as a full-blown website. But you can see everything looks pretty decent. I'm going to pull up the menu here and go back home. That's where you enter in URLs. It's a little awkward to go through. You can't just directly put in a URL, it seems. Then you have to wait, of course, for the page to load, the home page to load. And here it comes up, and it's AT&T's portal, provides access to popular sites and things like that. But if you want to go to other sites, you tap here, and then you can enter in a URL like we did to get to Mobile Burn. I've got the camera application loaded up here, so you can see what it looks like. Of course, no autofocus or anything. It's a 1.3 megapixel camera. Just press the center select button on the D-pad to take the photo. And you can see there's some options for setting white balance and resolution and things like that. Pretty simple, but it works fine for just snapping a quick photo. The camera is located down here, though, on the base, and your finger tends to get in the way, so you have to be kind of careful when you're taking a picture. But otherwise, we're okay with this kind of camera on an inexpensive and easy-to-use phone like the Breeze 2. I'm going to jump into the My Stuff section of the device just so you can see how things are organized. It's a bit of like a file explorer kind of thing. I'm going to go through and look at the pictures we just shot. You can look at the built-in pictures, of course, but I'm going to look at the 2 photos I just shot a second ago, and you can see there's some fade transitions. Decent looking. This is AT&T's App Center. They give you options for buying some games for the Breeze 2, ringtones, videos, things like that. And we're back at the main menu. And take a look. You can see we've also got AT&T navigation. You saw that 30-day free trial paper in the box when we were unboxing. Of course, there's full support for email. There's also text messaging. You can see appears like it's going to be in a threaded view. Let's take a quick look at the message. Let's see. Put the input mode to predictive and say test message. And we'll send it to Jack Black here and send it off. And you can see there are conversations, and it's a threaded view of everything. We only have that one message going out, but you can obviously see it's a threaded view. Jump back out. Of course, there's also IM support, AIM, MSN Messenger, and Yahoo. Pretty decent feature set overall, and if you want it to be a really simple to use phone, it can be a very simple to use phone, and I kind of like that. Plus the price point's pretty good. It's only $19.99 after rebates with a 2-year contract, so pretty affordable and pretty good looking. You can see a nice, easy to read, high contrast external display for time and caller ID information, everything like that. I think it's a great phone for people that just want a phone, maybe just dabbling in online activities a little bit, or great for grandmom or grandpa, to be quite honest. So that's the Pantech Breeze 2 for AT&T, and I'm Michael Orrell for MobileBurn.com.